Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one, too, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive, good God and truth of your lives, only crossing bigger and better. Yesterday, I was on my nephew's Google. We was talking about antimatter. I was like, man, antimatter doesn't exist, right? He's like, yeah, I'm going to ask Google, right? So Google gave me this spiel about capturing antimatter particles in their collider and how they can have a readable signature of antimatter particles when they collide, when certain particles collide and this and that. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. Check me out. They say that antimatter and matter annihilate each other, right? As soon as they come into contact with each other. Well, if you know anything about annihilation, right? Okay, you know that anything that's annihilated, there's nothing of it left. Okay, there's nothing. There's no readable signature. There's no particle of it. There's nothing of it. Okay, and then they say they can trap it with energy. Through magnetizing the energy, and they can trap it. I'm gonna explain something to you. Energy is matter. You can't get around it. That energy exists in this realm of reality, okay? And there's only two types of energy. It's positive and negative energy, okay? And in reality, right, check this out. If something annihilates, and they say, well, that's not the definition, well, you're not annihilating anything then. Right? And outside of a particle accelerator or whatever device they say that they can capture this in, you will never see any antimatter in anything. You will not be there. Now they say, okay, well, we can, through radioactive decay in certain elements, it puts off. How does it do that? Because if everything that is existing to the reality of us, including the air, is a matter, right? Including the energy of the air is a matter, right? The wind of it, right? Then how can it put off an antimatter particle? That's nonsense. And anybody who hears this, they're gonna know that's nonsense. It's just like saying that there's a Higgs field, right? And you have to have this Higgs field in order for your shape, form, and mass to hold its bonding matter together. No, okay. Just like they try to say that there's such thing as a gluon. No, listen to me. I'm gonna explain this to you real simple and easy, just like I did with Google yesterday, until they just could not rebuttal me anymore and said that's all we can really say about it to the extent of what you're saying. Have a good day, okay? Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, okay? They want to tell you that this proton, right, has gluons at a certain angle, and you can see the flavors of the gluons and this and that, but it's nonsense, okay? Check me out. Then they want to tell you that the atom is neutral and that the neutron is neutral. But I'm going to keep it real with you, just like I did yesterday with Google. Outside of the atom, a neutron is unstable with negative decay and disintegration. So how is it ever neutral? Okay. Now, the reason why it's stabilized inside of the atom is because of the proton. Okay, the proton's energy is a higher energy than the neutrons. The neutron's 2 down quarks, 1 up quark, and the proton's 2 up quarks, 1 up, 1 down quark. And they're two total opposite polarities. Now this is the opposite of a proton, a neutron. Okay, a neutron's the opposite of a proton. They're opposite polarities. And the neutron is the matter and the soul of you. Okay, and it's always looking for something to stabilize it, more positive than negative, because it's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth. But if not, all you have is faith. And let me tell you something else I looked up yesterday. The 7 biggest industries in the world. Okay, and they told me everything from automobiles to commodities to coal to electricity to telecommunications. But I'm going to keep it real with you. None of those things are any good without you here and now, or without me here and now, or without a world of people here and now. And they can keep selling you the articulations of nonsense by making you live in nonsense. But I'm going to help you out to understand the real good God and truth of what's going on in reality check. That's all nonsense theories and lies, okay? Check me out. All creation of existence, to the reality check of it, is made of atom matter evolved, okay? Inside these atoms is protons and neutrons, and on the outside of the atoms is the electron field, okay? Now, everything in existence puts off its own energy, and depending on your polarity, right, how you absorb this energy, either more positive or more negative, is depending on if you're more protonic or more neutronic to the reality check of your matter, okay? Now, here's the thing about it. If the sun doesn't shine more protonic, right, than anything negatively neutronic about the earth, life as we know it couldn't exist. If you don't always shine more protonic than anything negatively neutronic about you, your life can't keep existing. And it's just like I've said in other videos, right? If that proton doesn't overwhelm the neutron always, your bonding matter to the reality check of you can't stay good as truth to your shape, form, and mass. And if you're a man or a woman, right, the only way you can cross negative with negativity is through the faith of you, because it's always less than being just more positive than anything negative about you. It states unevolved, right, through articulation, that things cross bad, evil, and sinful, that there's glueons, and there's a Higgs field, and there's bosons, and there's antimatter. But I'm gonna keep it 100%. If you crisscross with faith, right, it's a snake on your matter. All faith is less than what is good as truth, or that's all you'd be for your faith. So we know it's always negative to what's good as truth, okay? And when you crisscross with this faith, right, it's a snake on the matter of you, okay? Crisscrossing you negative with negativity, because it's no good as truth. Never, ever, okay? And in reality check, right, your neutrons become unstable for that. And when they become unstable, you become slightly radioactive to the reality check of you. And depending on how you take on this negative energy, right, it's depending on how you're dying of it. If you take on too much, right, your neutrons turn into protons, right? You're burning out, okay? And if you don't take on enough good energy as truth, more positive than negative, right, you won't have enough energy to sustain your shape, form, and mass, and you will age out to reality check. But nothing, not one thing, creation of existence to the reality check of mankind, ever suffered out of existence with decay, disintegration, or died of being more positive than negative. That's the good God and truth of every shape, form, and mass of atom matter evolved, indestructible, timeless, right, as a fact of God check of it, good as truth, only crossing bigger and better forever. You can't ever get tired of being more positive than the negatives of it. It never grows old to you. You never take on that as a reflection to the reality check of you. And anywhere creation of existence, atom matter is bonded, evolved. I don't care if it's one or two atoms just bonded together, evolved, right? Or a mountain of atoms bonded together, evolved, right? If that atom matter is stated more positive than negative, right? It's stated good as truth. It's stated indestructible to the bigger, better of its shape, form, and mass being expressed here and now. With the buildings, trees, you, me, everybody of everything. Solid, liquid, gas, plasma, creation of existence to the here and now of reality check. And like I've said in other videos, because our leadership wants to sell us all this old bull crap, right? It's fertilizer. Listen to me. It's fertilizer if you know the reality of it, right? They want to state that things are bad, evil, and sinful with their faith, right? And then make prisons, jails, right? Victims, crooks, wars, and the convicts of us, and then market all kinds of nonsense we don't need, because we don't understand what's good as truth. Because you can't do nothing with bad, evil, or sinful except think that's going to hell and you're going to hell for it. You hear me? But in reality check, right, it's all just negativity, that they have no minds, they have no understanding. Their AI is programmed by the faith of them, and it has no good understanding to only bring those things back more positive always, to keep the matter of you good as truth. And in reality check, if they can sell you anything at any angle, they will. You hear me? With their faith, because they're no good as truth, stating us this way. But I'm not having it. Listen, anywhere something's more positive than negative, it states good as truth, and in reality check, it can only cross bigger and better. And if it's a man or a woman, it's alive and well, and that's a fact of God. Check of the full thief man, God, King, Adam, man, first evolved, the triple male of all I am. And I'm going to show you something else, just like I told you in other videos, right? On the outside of an atom, and I've stated earlier in this video, when a neutron is an overwhelmed more protonic, it's just negatively neutronic crossing to one nothing of it, a black hole abyss of it. And if it's part of a neutron star, just like I told Google yesterday, and Google even agreed, right? It pulsates with this negative energy because it's not being overwhelmed, always more protonic, and it collapses into a black hole abyss of it. And this is what you do to your matter when you don't cross more positive always than negative. You're either burning it out or you don't have enough energy to sustain it. And the crisscross negative with negativity is the incarnate she-he shafted devils of all things. It's a nutty, fruity articulation that has you hallucinating that things cross bad, evil, and sinful. And through this unevolved articulation on you, right, through this biased way of faith, because if it's not good as truth, it's always biased to it. It's no good as truth. It's just negative of it, right? Your body can't sustain it. The matter of you can't sustain it. And the neutrons of you can't sustain it. And you collapse your life, right? Hallucinating eventually into a black hole abyss of you, just infinitely negative of you here and now, right? With the devilish hells of you. Can't be no other way. Listen, you could be the best of the bestest person, right? People say, oh, he's a good old guy. I can't believe he died. He's surely going to heaven. But no, the truth of that fool, he went to hell in a handbasket if he died. Because in reality, nothing dies of being more positive than negative. That's the good God and truth of all matter, shape, form, and mass, only crossing bigger and better. And you don't need a Higgs field for that. You don't need a gluon for that. All you need is protons, neutrons, and electron field. You hear me? You need quark energy. And this quark energy didn't come from no Big Bang either. Listen, if you plug a plug into the wall, right, the positive energy better outweigh anything negative about your house, because if not, you'll either burn down your house or you won't have enough energy to sustain it, right? And the only thing this Big Bang is they seen at the point in which the energy of God reached this part of creation of existence, and all matter came into being from it, okay? It solidified good as truth to the absolute bigger, better of all mankind. But this energy, right, is only comes from the Planck length of existence of you, meaning the Planck length of existence of you is a circuit of energy, only one more positive than all negativity. And as it adds up, it makes quarks, gluons, or not gluons, I'm sorry, quarks. And these quarks, this quark energy makes protons and neutrons. And when the proton overwhelms the neutron, right, it makes an atom stable, good to the truth of it, can't be destroyed. And if not, it makes the energy that's negatively less than a sustainable atom, which is the electron field and unstable atoms. There's no other way about it. You hear me? All else is a lie on the articulation of you being good as truth. You will never be able to find it. In reality, right, it's your lost faith. You hear me? All faith is negatively deficient of only crossing one, all it is as its followers, only one more positive to be good as truth. The only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth. And I'm going to show you something really quick, and I've said it in other videos. The state of one more positive than negative always is the only light, joy, warmth, good God, or truth, holy with spirit, all will ever know or be. It's the only state all embodied matter is stated good to the truth of God, their shape, form, and mass, only crossing bigger and better. And if it's a man or a woman, it's alive and well. It's the only state that all your dreams will come true in. All your prayers will be answered in, right? It's the only state, right, that any miracles happen in. And it's the only heavenly abode, right, in paradise you will ever know or be in. And that's a fact of God, check. Again, from the full thief man, God King, King Adamus of all God, truth reality check, the bonding Adam man evolved of all I am. Peace.